Come on, stop trying to hit me and hit me.
Hello there, Neo. We'll crack open a cold one. Oh. Kylo just looked me dead in the eye. You know what I'm about to do.
Before we start with what we're called.
What we're called? The Men with No Names. Even though I just introduced you with a name. But it's not your name.
What is it?
I don't know.
Your name could be Morpheus.
Yeah, and your name could be Neo.
Exactly.
Neo just means new. New Matrix.
Alright. Well, I'm going to start with Palm Springs.
Palm Springs.
Yeah. The movie that came out last year, and I decided to watch it today.
On my recommendation?
Well, you re-brought it to my attention, but I remember you on your letterbox. It was there because I stalked you on that. I saw you watch it there.
Yeah. And what did you give it?
I gave it a 5.
What did I give it?
4.
Ooh.
I watch you.
Controversial.
No, but I gave it a 5 because I didn't have a problem with it. It might not be 5-star material.
Like The Matrix.
Yeah, like The Matrix, the first one. But what I found after I finished it, I was just like completely fine with it. I didn't after it was finished, I wasn't like, oh, that could have been better. But
it was perfect for what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
A sort of sunny Groundhog Day.
Yeah. I turned down my mic so the echo was less.
It's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Just working this out as we go.
First one. I mean, we can just literally splice that in a minute. No one's
No,
gonna know.
No, we won't do that. Okay, we'll
We'll
start
just
back
cut
from
out.
here.
Yeah, no, we'll start here. No, anyway, no, but the ending is literally what I want to talk about. So it will be spoilers.
Straight to the ending.
Straight to the end, because that's the only question I had. I didn't have questions watching the film. No, not the dinosaurs. They were high, weren't they? On mushrooms?
But they see them at the end.
Did they?
Yeah. Oh God, I've just blown this ending
Oh
up.
God, no! Now I have another question.
Yeah, when they're in the pool, they look out and they see the dinosaurs.
Fuck, I might have been reviewing it on
You are.
Letterboxd. As I was high. I was seeing a different movie. Maybe I'm not watched the right movie. But no, the ending. So it's like a Marvel post-credit scene with J.K. Simmons, Roy, and
like
Andy
Far From
Samberg.
Home had J.K. Simmons in it.
Yeah, exactly. But it was when. So let's actually go to the end where it works. They blow up. They go on a normal timeline now, and they're not in Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
My question is, they remember everything that happened, or didn't they?
I think so. Because don't they think originally that they're still in the loop?
Well, he wakes up in the pool with her, and then he goes, "Oh, I guess it's November 10th."
But how would he? So do you think he just remembered their last day together?
No, because the reason why I had that question, so when it explodes, you see all their memories go like backwards, almost. So I was like, so do they remember? But it feels like they do remember because they're still together. Like you wouldn't. I mean, he could have spoke to her at the party, but do you think they went from that point in time? Because did it go back to the day that he started and
he met her again?
Yeah. Because he was saying in the movie that he loved her, so I'm just going from he obviously had those feelings and then he obviously pursued her through that night.
Now, but do you think that can happen in one night?
I don't know, because apparently to him, I know he's been with her for all those years. I mean, sounds like I had that as well, because he must have been in there for a really long. I know he said that anyway, but to not remember what your job was, I'm sure there's like 100-year-olds that might remember their first job.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, how long have you been in here? But it could also be that he was just fucked on drink and drugs the whole time. So it might be more blood. But yeah, anyway, the reason why that question even came up was J.K. Simmons at the end went up to Andy Samberg and was like, oh, I got the message from your girlfriend about how to sort out the time thing.
Yeah.
But then Andy Samberg goes, who are you? Do you know what I mean? So I was like...
Isn't that because J.K. Simmons is still trapped?
That's what I was going to go to. That's what I was asking you though. So you've answered it. But
I think he is still trapped.
Yeah, I get that he's trapped at that point, but does that mean the reason why Andy Samberg doesn't recognize him is because he's out of the time loop at that point?
Yeah.
Right,
I think that's almost a separate universe.
Yeah, now it is.
I don't know what the fuck's going on in that universe or how they get there or how they get out.
No, but no, that's what I watched it and I was like, surely he would know him still.
Yeah.
But now you've just answered it saying it's a completely... Because they've got out, it's restarted. Well, they're just then, and he's the only one in that universe.
Interesting.
But I did have that question.
But the dinosaurs still being... I know you didn't see them, but they are there. And it's like... Are they in the Matrix still?
Yeah.
Like, Matrix 4... is them in the Matrix. Are they still in the Matrix?
Yeah, because if they're seeing dinosaurs and they weren't high at that moment, or were they? We don't know. They just wake up in a pool.
Possibly.
But, I mean, we're looking too deep into a Palm Springs film.
I mean, what could the deeper meaning of the dinosaurs be?
They were meant to be together. If they're still seeing those dinosaurs together. But
any link to
Jurassic World, Dominion,
Toy Story? What's that dinosaur cartoon film?
Land Before Time?
Yes.
Yeah. And Dinosaurs.
And Dinosaurs.
Disney.
And Ice Age Meltdown.
Oh wait, no. Is that when she's pregnant and she screams peaches?
No, Meltdown's the first time you see that brown guy with the eye patch, the brown squirrel. And they go...
Just another sloth?
No.
Oh, isn't he one of the weasels?
Because they're under the ice. There's
a
massive
that's Simon Pegg.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. What, the eye patch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's Simon Pegg.
I think that's the first time you see him. Because that's when the ice starts melting.
Maybe we need to rewatch them.
Yes.
What one is it though? Because I remember Ice Age 1 and 2.
Wait, which one's 2? I can't remember 2.
2...
There's 4, isn't there?
Yeah. And somehow there's video games being made of it now. We haven't had a film in like 10 years, right?
Yeah, it's because I think their film studio shut down. Yeah.
No.
It did.
No.
Yes. Wasn't it Skydance? Is it Skydance? DreamWorks? No.
DreamWorks can't shut down. They're making Shrek 7.
Reboot.
Yeah, but with the same cast.
Austin.
Danger Powers.
Get out of my shag pad.
It is funny.
No, so, okay. I don't think the dinosaurs mean too much in the film. I just think it's weird that they're there. And it makes me uneasy. I don't know why.
But they see them when they're high. So it's
But they're not high at the end, are they?
No. But can you imagine, right? It has like they've now gone on a time loop, like a different multiverse to a place where dinosaurs are about. Were they the long necks at the end?
Yeah.
Same ones.
Same ones.
Okay.
The
vegetarians.
Stegosaurus or whatever.
Yeah. I just call them long necks. I think it was from Land Before Time.
Right.
I mean, if
because that's one
Steven
of the main ones,
Spielberg
isn't it?
could change the name of Velociraptor and now everyone calls it a Velociraptor, I could just call it a long neck.
That's crazy. He can just put a film out and say this was something, and then everyone's
Yeah,
like,
because he was like, Velociraptor sounds cooler. So he was like, it's Velociraptor now.
yes. And it led on to the hit Kasabian song, Velociraptor.
Yeah, and you think of the ones with the claw that are
Yeah.
like...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not whatever. I don't even know what other ones look like. Hold on. I'm going to look up what a Velociraptor.
What, the real one?
The real Velociraptor.
The real Raven. No, they had feathers though, didn't they?
Oh, is that the real one?
Yeah,
But the first one that came up was the Spielberg one.
exactly. But
All those historians, not even archaeologists.
Is it archaeologist? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I don't know. It is history.
Archaeologists, they dig up shit, right?
Yeah, old shit.
Yeah,
But
it's an
I
archaeologist.
don't know what the difference is.
Fucking dust in the bones. Don't break them. Anyway, Palm Springs. So the dinosaurs threw you off.
Yeah.
Why did you give it a 4? What didn't give you the 5?
I think because one of my favorite films, I think, is Groundhog Day,
Oh right, okay.
and the film, whilst not exactly the same, it has the same idea. This
Yeah.
guy's stuck in a loop.
Yeah.
And I think when I reviewed it, I compared it to that,
Oh yeah, obviously though.
and I was like, I prefer that. I was like, I think I came at it from like, what would I give Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I've reviewed it in there. So what do I give that? This was a bit less than that.
Because my comparison was Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat, because it was
Yes.
more fresh in the head. But it's even, I don't feel like...
I feel like that's closer to it than probably Groundhog Day, because it's both there.
There's aliens and...
Yeah, Groundhog Day feels more grounded.
Yeah. But I feel like the part that I did like on this one, which was not too different to the rest of these types of movies, but the thing that I did like was that what was Andy Samberg's name? Was it just Andy Samberg?
Yeah.
He was he knew, where in other ones you start with the character that's like, oh shit, I'm in this now, and they don't know what's going on. And you know, like Live, Die, Repeat, you had Emily Blunt knew it happened before, so she starts helping Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
But this film, I went into it not knowing it was a time loop type thing. When I first saw it, it looked like summer. It's summer. I wanted to watch a summer film, but at the beginning, not knowing that, seeing him when he's dancing around the people, and I was like, either he's really smooth or he's done it before. But the thing that really sold that he'd done it before was he put the chair for the guy that was going to fall over. And I was like, he's obviously done this. And then when he said, oh, I don't think my girlfriend will mind, and then you see that guy going down in the bathroom toilet. Yeah, that is what done it.
Yeah, it's a cool perspective, because like Groundhog Day and Live, Die, Repeat, you follow the character that's finding it out.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, you are following a character that she finds it out.
Yeah.
But
Her name's Sarah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the actress's name. First time I've seen her.
Wait, or doesn't originally, aren't you seeing from her view, but you're seeing the loop? You're kind of seeing him. Because then they wake up the next day and it happens again, and you're like, what the fuck?
So what happens? That's what I was going to get at, where it does go back to it. But I like that there's someone else. It's not one person. Because I also like that J.K. Simmons was like hunting him because he's bored on one day, and you don't know when it is. I liked that there was multiple people and you could bring people in.
And you think he's a crazed madman, and then you just go see his family.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't be asked to do this anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Where, you know, it's just Bill Murray on his own, isn't it? I haven't seen it in years.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and it's just Tom Cruise and the alien.
Yeah.
But with this, I like, because it did start with like his perspective, but also Sarah, but you didn't know it was a time loop. You just saw him doing shit that he knew something was going to come.
Yeah.
But the bit he didn't see coming was the arrow in his back.
No.
Because
that's always fresh.
Yeah.
He's always thinking of different ways to kill him.
Yeah, which I liked. But it starts when... So it does literally start when she... No, I think the first time loop you see again is him waking up going, oh, fucking hell, this again. Because he's with the girlfriend, isn't it? Yeah. And then he goes to the pool, and that's when you see Sarah come out, and she's like, what the fuck did you do? And then she comes in with him. Yeah. So, and then you see her point, which I enjoyed as well, because there's like twice that happens, and then she learns quantum physics and shit later on in the film.
Yeah. And like, how long is she there for to learn that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't think I could do it in this lifetime. Yeah. But I think it's definitely it just caught me off guard. So I won't go into it like anymore where I gave it a 5.
And to be fair, it's an Amazon film. Like, there hasn't been many great streaming films apart from the Zack Snyder cut.
Wait,
4 hours of...
Oh, wasn't it more like...
Yeah.
I'm sorry to anyone that loves Zack Snyder, but he is shit.
Yes.
But that is also my opinion.
We'll have a one-word review for Snack Cider coming up soon.
Yeah, that great film. I actually... Back when... I don't even know when he started. I'm not going to get into that. But I
think it was like... I think 300 was like his first film. Was it? I think so.
Probably, because it was the first sort of one that was like stylized, wasn't it? I remember seeing it. It's just weird.
I feel like I didn't know about him until... Let me have a look. Zack Snyder.
But my first like proper film with him aged a bit weird, but was Sucker Punch. I loved that film. I haven't seen it or since high school, but when it came out, I watched it a lot.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's good.
I have not seen it.
Well, I feel like, but it's obviously like it's hot girls, isn't it? I don't know if you've seen the trailer.
I know what it's about.
Yeah, it's just hot girls, but they're in an asylum, and it's more the imagination. But I remember watching it with someone from high school, and I just loved, like, it wasn't even that it was just hot girls, right? Because obviously that's what sold the film. But the action scenes were really stylized. Like the first one, when she goes in and she fights those 3 big samurais. One's got like a minigun, one's got a big sword. I know you haven't seen it, but the action scenes alone are...
That's what I like about 300, and to some extent like Man of Steel, because I think to some extent, I mean, like, Man of Steel it's a superhero, but it's not as crazy stylized as like Sucker Punch or 300. They're like comic books when you're watching them. Yeah, and even like Watchmen is I don't think you've seen
I haven't seen that.
That's way more comic booky.
Yeah, I've seen how comic booky that is.
Yeah,
but I know what you mean with Man of Steel, but I feel like that was because wasn't it meant to be Christopher Nolan doing that in the start?
Well, he did produce it because they were like, we're going to create a universe.
Yeah, and I felt like Christian Bale was meant to be part of that.
Yeah.
And I don't personally think that would have worked.
Because when Superman Returns comes out, everyone was like, oh, this is going to be linked with Batman Begins.
Yeah, because
so it was like sandwiched between 2 Superman movies, the whole Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, because... Yeah, they both come out in 2006, so you would think that, but they are.
And Henry Cavill was supposed to be him then as well.
Yeah, But that guy came back, didn't he?
Brandon Routh.
Yeah,
on the CW crossover.
I don't watch any of those shows. I just know that he's part of it because they brought back all different Supermans, didn't they?
Wait for the Flashpoint movie. You'll see them all.
I did. Have you seen the new photos of that with Ben Affleck on a bike?
No. What, on the bike? Does he ride a bike in one of his movies? In Batman v Superman? No, he doesn't. I'm thinking of Dark Knight.
No, yeah, Dark Knight. But yeah, he's on the bike. But his neck looks chonky. It is fucking big. But
that's what I liked about his Batman. Is like you could believe he could walk into a room and even though like Christian Bale was well trained and like he had like the martial arts.
Yeah.
But Ben Affleck, he like just looked, and like that fight scene in Batman v Superman, I think is one of my favorite. Because in the Dark Knight trilogy, I don't think the fighting's that great. Like it's cool to watch, but it's not. I don't know, when I compare it to like other actiony films.
Yeah.
Like I think the Dark Knight's more about like the Joker fucking with him in other ways that isn't fighting. So when it gets to Bane's really cool, but then they're fighting in like a broad daylight town and it does look a bit weird.
Yeah.
Whereas with that Ben Affleck fight when he's like smashing heads into and you're like,
yeah,
that is like that's what I feel like I'm doing in like the Arkham games when I'm just smashing people around.
Yeah, with the Batman Arkham Knight, even though that movie was it Batman vs Superman? Batman gets introduced, the warehouse fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though he's having that fight, I definitely felt Zack Snyder played those games.
Yeah.
And that's how he got the idea. Because you haven't seen Batman like that except from the games.
Yeah.
And now that film.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think how they're in the cartoons. Like, I know like the old one I can only think of, like, where it's like the original Batman cartoon. I know he doesn't do much of that. It's more like pop and power, like one punch and it will knock someone out. But I don't know about the other cartoons. I feel like the Arkham games just made like a new style for him because they've even created comics for that now and stuff, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like how they made comics after the new Spider-Man, the PlayStation game. I mean, but with the fighting, like you said, it is definitely an improvement. And where those Christopher Nolan films succeed was in the story. But I do feel like they still improve it because if you watch, I watched them last year, and I felt like Batman Begins was quite close up and you didn't know what was going on. And also Gotham felt more like a Gotham. And I do feel like Christopher Nolan, like how we like his filmmaking now, did start with The Dark Knight.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because
Batman Begins looks different.
Yeah.
It looks more like it's like a middle between like Tim Burton and him.
Yeah. Yeah. Because even the train, it's CGI and you can tell, where The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises hasn't aged as much.
It's just Chicago. It's just a city.
Chicago mixed with New York, it feels like. And that's what they use as their backdrop. Where the last one was, I feel like it was proper CGI, wasn't it? The city.
Which one?
Begins.
Oh, or like just weird practical.
Yeah, because you could see the building with the big W on it.
But you only really see like as you said, it's very close in. And it's like you just see like alleyways and then like one port. Whereas the Dark Knight starts with like it's like a lot of like big vistas and you're like looking at the whole city. Yeah,
because there's like that's what I was getting at. There's those Christopher Nolan shots where it's like he's standing on a building and the pan around the whole building and it's focused on Batman, but there's a city and it looks really good. And it definitely, I mean, that's why I think he's like my favorite director today. It's not necessarily like people can go, oh, that film makes no sense. But I'm more entertained with what he's showing me if it made no sense at all than
for sure.
most of films that are coming out.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead.
Okay, I want you to give me, before we go in,
Yeah.
a one-word review. And
Army
this
of the
may
Dead.
be a recurring segment. It may not be. But I want you to give me one word for the film. Go.
I'm going to think just for a second.
Give
Could
me 9.
easily say shit or good. But I want to think of a word.
Yeah, I want it to relate to the subject matter of the film in a way that describes the film. So I think mine is dead.
Alright. I was gonna just say unwatchable, but
He did do Watchmen. So there you go. Unwatchman.
Unwatchable. But no, I honestly, I won't ever put that film on again. And I saw a picture of the Army of the Dead prequel the other day.
The heist.
I was meant to send it to you.
Army of the Heist
But
or whatever.
I don't even think zombies are in that one.
No,
it's literally just a heist film.
Yeah, in some
With the
they
German
mention
guy?
them. Yeah, with the German
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
that just dies
Yeah.
by closing the vault door. I think that's what
Yeah.
happens. But we don't even see him die. That's
No.
why I even said at the end, I was like, he could still be alive.
The thing is,
But I don't care.
with yeah, the rules with movies, especially horror type ones, is if you don't see them die, they're not dead. I feel
Yeah.
it's
They're-
like Spiral recently. Another spoilers. I mean, we're spoiling everything, by the way. There's no filter. There's no section where we go, okay, we're on spoilers now. It needs to flow, right? So what we feel like talking, but yeah, like Spiral. The minute the detective, so the killer, the Spiral killer, the minute the detective, you didn't see his face, but the tattoo,
Yeah.
I was like, he's the
Yeah.
killer. Because everyone else through the whole film, not only did you see their face afterwards, and I get his face could have been fucking blown off, his head could have been taken, but the point was every other killing
Yeah.
we've seen and trap, you go through the trap with the character.
Yeah.
No one else is there, just the character in the trap. This is the only one that we don't see it. And straight after, I believe, my memory's not fantastic on it, but I believe it's the officer, the woman one,
Yeah.
the one with, I think she's kind of on Chris Rock's side throughout the film.
Yeah,
But
like the like inspector, I
Chief
don't
or
know,
whatever
the
she
higher
is.
one.
Yeah, she gets her face waxed.
Yeah.
But you see that almost instantly after she's next, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, I've seen her, so
And they make it so obvious that you've seen them die and you
Yeah.
haven't seen. Like, it would be so much better if they said, oh, like, I don't know how you would do this in that film, but you like show the traps, but you don't necessarily show them fully dying. And
Yeah.
like, if you do that for everyone,
yeah.
like, you could have even done that for the villain of in
Yeah.
some way. And then at the end, it's a bit more shocking.
Yeah, because
But
you
in, like-
could have fixed that by showing the audience that he went through torture.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have made any sense, but it would have thrown you completely off. You would have
Yeah.
been like, fuck, he's just died. But I get the film was probably thinking, Chris Rock's just walked on the scene and his partner's died. But they could have still done
like
that.
shot.
And then after that, showed what happened to him, because we don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And that's what gave it away. And you just knew, I was just like, he's the killer. He's the fucking killer.
Yeah.
Straight
I'd say.
away. Yeah.
Yeah, so like with Army of the Dead, like he's clearly, I don't care if he's dead or not, but I feel like if they're doing a prequel with him, they might be like, oh, he's still alive after the Army of the Dead as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know why he's not a good character. None of them were good. I mean, I don't know. Dave Bautista's character, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's another thing with the movie. It wasn't acted poor at all.
No.
It was fine.
It's
I
just
wasn't
written.
like, yeah.
There's nothing to. I can't remember how long was it? It was like 2.5 hours or something.
Yeah.
And I can't remember 2 hours of it.
Yeah.
I think I remember the credits song more than the actual movie.
Yeah, was it an Elvis song? The intro?
Yeah.
That was cool. And I was like, when I saw that, I was like, I'm in for a good time.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the movie was fucking someone phlegmed on the camera. You couldn't see shit.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
shaky
someone,
shit.
Yeah, someone put Vaseline on it, and there was only one character focused on. It didn't look good. It was a shit story. I was bored.
Cool idea though with the zombies having like a child.
Yeah.
But and then I kind of would have preferred to see that child and see what it would have looked like rather than then just killing it.
Yeah.
Or I felt like when she gets her head chopped off, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And it would be like, I feel like it would have been cool to see the baby come out of her in some way.
Yeah.
Because it's weird that you set up something interesting like that, which I don't think I've ever seen in a zombie movie where the zombie starts having children, but then does the zombie come out like a full zombie, or is it a new race of like...
Yeah, because it was blue, wasn't it? But I mean, it was a fetus, really, wasn't it?
Yeah,
who knows?
I don't know what the fuck that was.
I don't even know if it's like worth talking about, because
when the most exciting thing is a blue fetus, don't know if I really want to watch. I feel the need to ever watch that film again. I would much rather watch Zack Snyder's Justice League again,
really,
than that.
I don't know. I'd rather watch none, if I'm honest.
Well, yeah, I know.
If I had to watch a Zack Snyder film, it would probably be Man of Steel or Sucker Punch, because I haven't seen it in years. But Watchmen, actually, you still say that's good, right?
It is good.
Yeah, I haven't watched that, but I've been waiting because fucking Blu-rays and 4Ks and DVDs. I own it. I've gone to the store, bought it on Blu-ray, which was the director's cut, but then on 4K, like a few months later, it was the ultimate cut, I think.
Yeah,
and it's like 4 hours there again, or maybe 3.5. But
yeah, I think
it's still. It was. I don't even know what it adds because I haven't looked into it.
It is a bit long. Like it's kind of got that Batman v Superman feel to it, where it's like there's good parts here, but I feel like in Watchmen there's more good parts. Whereas in Batman v Superman, there's like 20 minutes of good parts where I'm actually like, this is cool.
Yeah.
And then they just fuck it up.
Yeah, because
you got Lex Luthor running around like, ooh, my lollipop.
Grandma's peach tea. Yeah, no, I like him. Yeah. The actor, he's fine. But that's when it, to me...
Should have brought back Kevin Spacey.
That would have aged well. That would have definitely been like...
That would have been taken out of the director's cut.
Yeah, like that film about money or some shit with Mark Wahlberg, and it had Kevin Spacey in.
Oh, yeah.
Then they completely replaced him. Yeah.
The other old guy, Christopher Plummer or something.
Yeah, they would have done it with Zack Snyder's Zack Snyder's Batman v Superman non-spacey cut, and they would have just added a different old man.
Replaced him with Gene Hackman from Superman 1.
Yeah, why not? But yeah, I think that's, to me, when it comes down to poor direction and writing, because the director has to tell them, surely? That's their job, isn't it? Oh, can you act this way?
He definitely told him to act that way.
Yeah. Because even though Jesse Eisenberg's like that, he was kind of unbearable.
But he, even if it was Jesse Eisenberg's idea, like Zack Snyder still chose to bring him into the movie because of that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, when we watched it for the Justice League one.
Yes.
It was a waste of time.
Suicide Squad next.
Yeah. Ready for the next
director's cut.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. I haven't watched Suicide Squad since cinema, and I liked it then. So we'll see how.
You liked it?
I liked it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I liked it when
Yeah,
it
I
came
quite
out.
like it.
Because I know people are like, oh, Jared Leto.
Hong Kong.
yeah, you know, he is weird, but I feel like that again is the media and stuff hyping it up. It was like you just come off Heath Ledger, which everyone loved because but that was hyped up. That film, sorry, that's why I said died, but that film was hyped up because Heath Ledger died.
Yeah.
I don't think the film would have been as popular.
Yeah, I think.
Definitely would have been popular because I feel like Batman Begins was quite popular.
But I think with maybe they just shouldn't have brought Joker in, but I feel like because they brought Joker in, then they had to do something different.
Yeah.
They couldn't have done and tried to do Heath Ledger's Joker again.
Exactly.
And the Joker can be so many different things. Like if you go back to the original TV show, it's like a guy with a painted moustache, and you're like, oh. And ham buzzers.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, my feelings there. Jack Nicholson's my favourite.
Yeah.
But I feel like he has that mix of being a clown
gangster
and the gangster side, which is what I really like.
But then Joker is like in Dark Knight isn't even really a gangster. He's just a man that's has no purpose.
Yeah, he's a bit.
Whereas like
crazy,
in Batman 89, I think they try like he's definitely more of the gangster, but he uses his like silly stuff to in cool ways that are like
definitely because the Suicide Squad Joker, Jared Leto's, I do feel though it would have been a better movie how the director wanted it, where he was the villain.
Yeah.
And they were going
so it was
him.
way more. They've shot like a whole movie.
Yeah, and if I was Jared Leto, I'd be pissed off too.
Yeah,
because
I think he was only in it like 10 minutes.
Yeah, and he was on the poster.
Yeah.
He was the main thing in trailers, and people wanted to see it. And I don't think you got enough because when we watched Justice League, that full 4 hours, I don't know about you, but I felt we were in agreement that the ending was the best scene with Batman and Joker.
Yeah, but it almost annoys me because I'm like, it's like, oh, you could have just done this. Yeah. And like the idea, I remember when like Suicide Squad was coming around, it was like, oh, he could be Robin and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's like, if you had just done that and committed to it over like 3 movies, where you're like, okay, you introduce him in Batman v, or you introduce him in Justice League, in a good Justice League, and then you find out backstory with like prequels, which I think Ben Affleck was originally going to do. Yeah. Like he's supposed to direct and be in those. Yeah. That would have been cool to go that way. Yeah. Because then you could even have like, because you would have had like another Joker essentially.
Yeah. But that was more going towards pressure. I mean, have you seen like the sad Ben Affleck stuff?
Yeah.
And it was, I feel like people were pressuring him too much, and he did go to alcohol, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like, I mean, he's an actor at the end of the day, and he chose to take the project, but still, I feel like everyone, I don't know if you've seen it, but he made was it Live by Night, the gangster film?
Yeah.
It was his, wasn't it? He wrote it. I don't know if he directed it, but I feel like he wrote it. And he was in interviews and everyone was going, oh, what's the Batman film? And he was like, I have just made this film and nobody cares.
That's all he was asked about.
Yeah, and you would get pissed off of that because he's not Batman. He's Ben Affleck. He's been an actor plenty before Batman. Yeah. And you can feel Robert Pattinson's going to kind of go the same way, isn't it? People are going to be like, oh, because no one fucking liked Robert Pattinson when Twilight came out, and now fucking everyone likes him suddenly.
I feel like it's probably something that Marvel did where all their they were popular before you knew them. Like obviously Robert Downey Jr. was a great actor, but then he had his issues. But like the first time he was brought back was with Iron Man. Like Chris Evans, it was the Human Torch before that, like Blaze On, all that shit. Yeah. And then
on.
Blaze On. I'll blaze it.
Blaze it. Yeah.
Just turns into a spliff, flies off. But I feel like that they always look so happy and stuff, and because that's all they do. Well, they do movies in between, but that's all they did for ages. Like Robert Downey Jr., what did he do other than Iron Man for 10 years that I can think of?
Millions.
Yes.
By being Iron Man. I mean, I would too. Like.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like, and then I think everyone looked at Ben Affleck and was like, oh, you should be just doing this now for the rest of your life. And it's like, no, you don't.
Yeah, I think also, like, with all these companies, they're just, I feel like there's always too much competition, and I feel like DC are getting it now, that it's not a competition, because people like DC, and people like Marvel, or people like movies, like us, and we just watch them.
Yeah.
I prefer Marvel. I don't think I own a few Batman comics, but they're my dad's. So, but yeah, I feel like there was that competition, and that's why you got Batman vs Superman straight away, like the second film.
Yeah.
That should have been built up. And with Marvel, I mean, Civil War, wasn't it like the 16th film or something?
Yeah. I don't know whether you necessarily need to build it up, just maybe a different story where it's like, because I feel like it could have worked then doing it in an opposite way, where it's like, oh, all these people suddenly arrive in this film, and then you are like, at the end of it, you're like, oh, I actually want to see like more of them. Yeah, like, I think it could have worked, but they just fucked it. Yeah, and then they're gonna, go.
Oh yeah, because I even felt just with DC, even the like Wonder Woman and Aquaman, I don't think they're great.
No.
You know, I know people love them, but I don't think people, even if you think they're good enough, I don't think people should settle for less. And that is coming from someone who loves the prequels, Star Wars.
Yeah. but Aquaman does have the actor of the day in it.
Yeah.
William Dafoe.
I thought you were going to say Jason. I was like, yeah, he's good today, isn't he? But no, William Dafoe. I agree. But fuck Aquaman. Go back as Green Goblin. Yeah. But I feel, I do feel like, even like I said, it doesn't have to be a competition. And they found that now. But even Suicide Squad, I don't know if you remember it, but there was just random fucking songs throughout of it, and it was clearly like, oh, Guardians of the Galaxy did it. Just fucking put in Fortunate Son.
The original trailers were dark, and I feel like he wanted a darker film, and then it came out with that like purple script. Whereas like the new Suicide Squad, I think you can see it clearly what it is from the beginning. Yeah, and it's like, well, it's James Gunn making it, so it's going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. But it's like, he's had a vision from the beginning, and that's why I think it'll be at least better, because it's all the way through. Whereas with the original, they clearly wanted it darker, and you can see that all the way through. Yeah. And then they just put in those songs and like these weird bits that just make it not good.
Yeah, because I also feel they've learned a bit, and they've just gone, James Gunn, do whatever you want. Yeah. Just fuck it.
Because at the end of the day, they've got, like, DC have, like, the Dark Knight trilogy was like what brought a lot of people into the superheroes. Like, my whole family knows what that is, and they don't watch many superhero films, but they'll watch those.
Yes, same with my partner. She wasn't gonna watch it.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, Mr. Anderson. No, Trinity.
Trinity, yes.
Yeah, Trinity. My partner, Trinity. She wasn't interested. They easily became one of her favourite films. And to me as well, even though I am into Marvel, I still think they're probably the best superhero trilogy made. Yeah. I fucking love them. And a lot of it is, you know, Christopher Nolan's direction, the actor choice, the style of it.
And I know a lot of people don't like the third as much, but I think they do get better in my opinion. And it's a good ending to the story, even though some of it does get a bit, like, the first two are quite, or the second one's quite grounded, and then the third one you've got him breaking his back and then coming back, so it's a bit, but it's
Batman,
but it's cool, and like when he puts him over his head.
Yeah.
I wondered what would break first. Your spirit or your body?
But even though that became, I feel like that's what's good as well about movies. You can have a joke with, Christian Bale's voice, but I thought it was good. I thought it was good. No one else was going, where are the other trucks going? Where is she? I thought it was quite good because I wouldn't have gone, oh, that's Bruce Wayne.
It does get deeper and deeper.
Yeah, like the third one is proper like.
Yeah. Whereas the first one, it actually doesn't sound weird at all. It sounds like he's just going, where is she?
Yeah.
Whereas the second one's like, where is she?
Yeah, and then the third one is he's gone full blown fucking. Yeah, but no, I agree with you. Upon rewatching it though, I do think being older now, The Dark Knight was my favorite one. I liked the kind of psychological bit with the Joker and how he was always ahead.
Yeah.
I know Bane was kind of ahead, but
yeah,
Bane, like you said, was more muscle and he was ready to
smart,
break him.
But he had a purpose, whereas Joker didn't.
Yeah, and that's what was the threat of the movie. It's kind of like,
he didn't care.
How do you stop him? He doesn't care.
Yeah.
And Batman, in those films anyway, he had the rule of no killing, which became a thing for a while. Like the Arkham games, I'm definitely killing people.
Yeah, when you're smashing their face.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about Batman Visit. It's like, you would understand how he would, maybe, he might start with no killing, but eventually you're going to get so pissed off with people just fucking with you. And like the background, because he was like 20 years doing it at that time. So he's probably had the Joker squirt fucking acid in his eye like 20 times from a flower. And he's like, why is this guy still alive? How many people has he killed?
Yeah.
Compared to if I just killed him 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, because he is like meant to be the older one, isn't he? Yeah. Even though he's pretty similar age to Christian Bale.
Yeah.
But I feel like, it's kind of the new, well, not new anymore, but the Daredevil with Charlie Cox, the Netflix series. No.
The other Ben Affleck superhero film.
Which one's better?
Ben Affleck.
No, what's better, Daredevil or Batman v Superman?
That's tough.
That is tough.
I want to rewatch Daredevil. I used to watch Daredevil quite a lot because it was one of the only DVDs I had.
Yeah, when I was a kid,
Daredevil
I remember
and Elektra. It
was part of like a DVD pack with Daredevil, Elektra, and Hulk, and probably Blade.
Well, like Hellboy was in there for some reason as well.
Yeah, probably.
I think I watched them all at the same time, just back to back.
Yeah,
because they all the kind of the same kind of film. I feel like Hellboy. They all felt like very of their time, and and we're getting Colin Farrell from Daredevil in the new Batman film as Penguin because he was balls. He was like throwing his pins.
I don't remember the Ben Affleck Daredevil much. I know that Elektra dies.
Kingpin.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot Kingpin was in it.
What's Daredevil's name? In actual
what, Matt Murdock?
Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
He's like, Matt Murdock.
Wasn't he the guy from Green Mile? Was he?
Yeah, I think he's dead now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's dead. Daredevil killed him.
He dared to die.
Yeah. But Daredevil, I think they've taken up this superhero doesn't kill thing a lot, and I'm like, sometimes.
But even in Marvel, they do kill You see Captain America with a gun in his first film, don't you? Just go.
Yeah. But they're Nazis, or Hydra.
Yeah. But I feel like, I don't know, because isn't it Civil War at the beginning when Falcon comes in? He's got guns.
Cuts and he's people with his thing, shoots the terrorists.
I feel like it's not a big thing with Marvel because you don't really think about it because Captain America's just punching people, but I feel like you could walk away with that film equally as fine, knowing that every time he punches someone, they're probably in hospital for 10 years.
Yeah, because even Iron Man, doesn't he just straight up kill all the terrorists? Yeah. No, the first one.
Yeah, the first one. And in the third one as well.
Yeah.
When he calls his suit.
Literally has a gun though, doesn't he? Yeah. So even Iron Man's just straight up fucking killing.
But they don't make a big point out of going, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not killing anyone."
Yeah, where it is kind of Spider-Man's thing not to, isn't it? I feel like
Yeah.
different here, but that's
I think that plays into him being like a kid when he first.
you
So
ain't
he's like,
wanting to kill
yeah,
someone.
he's like,
eh?
"What the hell am I doing?"
Yeah, where like the Daredevil, I feel like they went on the whole he can't kill, and I feel like it did work in the end of the season where he was like, I've won to Kingpin. I
Yeah.
would like to see that continue. Disney Plus should
That'd be cool.
pick it up now.
In No
They-
Way Home.
Yeah, they're making 18 stuff anyway now, aren't they?
Yeah,
like
Deadpool,
yeah, Deadpool's gonna be R-rated. Just carry on.
the MODOK series.
Yeah, exactly. I was when you said MODOK, I was like,
Thinking Avengers.
no, I thought Murdoch. I was like, they haven't made Daredevil yet. But no, I do think like Disney, I think people can see the difference now. Like you don't
Yeah.
Disney was it's all child friendly. But I do feel like to keep Marvel fresh, especially, it should be like, this can be R-rated. It doesn't have to be. I mean, the 24 films now have been fine being 12.
Yeah.
But stuff like Punisher, if they brought that back,
And Blade.
yeah, I don't want to see the watered down version. There's just stuff I don't
feel
want
like
to see.
there's a chance they might do Blade. It's
Yeah.
like, because I think they're doing Deadpool 3 now. So I
Yeah.
think they'll be like, "Oh, how does this do?" I mean, Deadpool made like $1 billion the first one, so they're probably like,
Yeah.
"Who cares?" Like,
Yeah, exactly.
If we
It's
make a
still
good
earning
film,
money.
and like, I don't know, bring Wesley in for a cameo,
Yeah.
kill him again.
Okay. I mean, we have gone off on one, but a thing I wanted to bring up with earlier, you were talking about the fan theories, or they were talking about like the Joker being Jason Todd.
Yeah.
I do feel like because there's all YouTube and the internet these days, and it's very overpopulated with opinions and theories, like even it affects films now. Because The Last Jedi, I felt they had to do what they did because everyone guessed everything else.
Yeah.
Like they were like, already Palpatine,
Yeah.
like Snoke's Palpatine, like it was already like Rey's Kenobi, and the director clearly changed her being a Kenobi because everyone was like, she's a Kenobi.
Yeah.
And
And that's shit though, because it's like everyone's gonna guess. It's like Game of Thrones. It's like everyone's gonna guess everything.
Yeah.
Don't tailor your story just to be like, "Oh, this will be a surprise."
Yeah, especially with that.
Do the story to how it should end.
Yeah,
'Cause,
not
like,
just.
I feel like
exceeding expectations.
if you'd watched The Fellowship of the Ring, everyone would be like, "Oh, at the end of this trilogy, they're all gonna beat Sauron, and they're all gonna go live happily ever after." And if the writers have gone, we can't do that now.
Yeah,
Sauron's gonna crush them all,
Yeah.
and they're gonna live in some weird tree house or something for the rest of their lives. It's like,
yeah, because that happens too much. I feel now
Yeah.
because that's what I was saying, where it's like overpopulated with opinions, and obviously directors are trying to be new, and they're like, "Oh no, they've already guessed that already. I can't do it." But
Yeah.
then it would. I mean, if someone's guessed it, it's still a theory.
yeah,
It's just what someone wants to
Yeah.
see, and it's not what everyone wants to see.
no,
But I definitely feel like with The Last Jedi and then The Rise of Skywalker, it was definitely like we can't do what they said.
yeah,
We have to be different. But
yeah. But
and-
then I feel like loads of people were saying that Palpatine would come back as well.
yeah.
So I feel like they just made weird decisions there.
Because, I mean, but it just felt like so flat.
And not
like,
show, like, if they were going to go all that way, like, with, like, bringing Palpatine back and bringing it full
Yeah.
circle, why don't you show everyone, like that scene at the end where you hear
you mean the
voices.
voices?
Like, why don't you see these people? Why aren't they ghosts around her?
Yeah.
And they bring back the actors for, like, 10 minutes.
I could talk about it all day, but the whole... You got all the actors. You got them all. You even got Ahsoka's voice actress. You got Kanan.
Yeah.
Like from cartoons is what I'm getting at. You even managed to get them. You got
Yeah.
Liam Neeson, Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor, Samuel Jackson, I'm pretty sure was there. And I'm like, Did you run out of budget? Did Disney run out of budget to get the actors on set for a day?
I don't think so.
Like, even if they were just like, we're sending you a green screen and some robes, can you just direct like this? Like the planet's been doing this year with Zoom
recording
calls
at home. Yeah.
So, I mean, I know I'm not a filmmaker or anything, so I know it's probably a lot harder.
It's probably harder than that.
But I'm just saying, I mean, then again, it wasn't COVID when that film was being made. They could have easily flown them all to a studio for a day. Like, compared to Disney money, what is that? Yeah.
But it's only because they went that route of like creating these first two films that seem separate, and then in the third they're like, oh, it actually links all the way back to the beginning, and it's like, well, if you had done that from the beginning and just made it clear that the story was about like things coming back from the past, then you need to commit to that. Whereas they had Luke in the second one, but he's completely different in the second and the third.
Exactly. They didn't stick to
and like Luke. When you see him at the end of Force Awakens, you don't expect what's going to happen in Last Jedi. No. And I feel like that's another director going, oh, I've got to do something different.
Yeah, because to me, I know some people like it. I know a few of my friends do like the route Luke take.
I mean,
took.
I think I don't like it, but I kind of understand it. I can be like, oh, he devoted his life. This shit happened. Now he's like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like, but it's just the other weird things that he does.
Yeah, just to me, what it like to me personally, with growing up on it and seeing, because Luke was that, he is the Jedi Master, like the last one. Like he came back. Well, he didn't come back, but he was like, he brought balance to the Force again with his dad, and I felt like at the end, like George Lucas makes such a point, like when Palpatine is like, you know, kill him, kill his dad, and he goes no, and he throws the lightsaber away because he's about to fucking end his life, but he's like, no, I'm a Jedi like my father before me, and he makes that point. So to go into The Last Jedi and he turns on the lightsaber to his nephew was a bit left field.
Yeah. I suppose it's the same thing that he had in, like, maybe you could always say, because I think there is a darkness in Luke. Like, when like, even from the beginning of Return of the Jedi, when he's like walks in and just strangles those people, you're like,
he's just like,
you don't really see any other Jedi. No. Even in the prequels, like strangle people.
No, they didn't do it,
unless they're going, unless it's Anakin or something.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't mind that bit as much, but I think it could have been done and shown better. Maybe provided some more explanation as to why. Yeah. Maybe you see him see visions and see like, shit, if I don't do this, like millions of people are going to die. Yeah. So I think that would have justified it more.
Yeah, because when I watched them back, I do. This is my opinion on that trilogy. Now, I think Force Awakens was a good. We're back, and I did feel it. I got goosebumps on the music. When Rey caught the lightsaber, I was like, fucking hell, they did it.
Yeah.
And then Last Jedi came out, and I remember being underwhelmed in the cinema, and I was like, something wasn't right. But then when Rise of Skywalker came out, I was like, oh, that was good. And then it wasn't. And then when you rewatch them now, like if you choose to rewatch them, The Last Jedi is better to me. It's a better film.
Oh yeah, I think so.
If you actually, like you said, if it was fleshed out a bit more with the Luke, which they could have done instead of Finn and Rose going to that casino planet. Yeah. I'm sorry to those people, but that whole segment was shit. So you should have gave Luke and Kylo some background story, because it didn't feel strong enough. Because Force Awakens is always like, grandfather. You know, and and
that's cool because you're like, oh, it hasn't shown me yet, but you're like, you think it's going to at some point. Yeah. And like with the Knights of Ren and stuff, it's like, they're going to show me that, surely.
Yeah, it all feels wasted, basically.
And then they all die in The Rise of Skywalker and stuff. Yeah. Do they all get killed in
they stand really cool looking on a cliff.
Yeah. And then Kylo and Rey fight them in the end, don't they? Is that who they're fighting?
Yeah. and like he does that move where he bends over behind his back, and they hit his lightsaber. It's just fucking stupid.
Nice.
Like, give me a minute, bro. Cheers. But
Just pound. His life.
he would have been fucking dead. But that's another thing where it's like there's like in my head, because I love it, I was thinking of theories myself, and I'm like, there's got to be a reason why he killed his dad. Maybe he had to go down this path, and when he said, "I'll finish what you started," to Anakin, he could have been meaning bringing balance to the Force, which, come on, makes more sense than him actually wanting to be the dark side.
Yeah.
Like, didn't Luke go, "Oh, your grandfather was actually good, by the way. He brought balance to the Force again."
Yeah, it's weird that he didn't know that.
None of it makes sense. And that's another thing where I felt like I said, George Lucas made such a point that Luke chose his path. He was good in the end, and he was like, "No, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm a Jedi." And I felt like that's why. Can you imagine, right? Your sister has a son.
Mm-hmm.
You're training them fucking martial arts or some shit. You have a fucking vision, and you're like, "I'm gonna kill him in his sleep." It wouldn't happen, would it? You're telling me, because Leia and Han Solo were together at that time.
Yeah.
So I don't know, because they didn't even show that, did they?
No,
But you're telling me Luke, so his sister and his best friend, he didn't confront and go, "I can see darkness in him."
Yeah.
He decided to light a lightsaber in his tent.
Yeah.
It's done. But like you said, it could have been fleshed out, and it would have made sense.
But I feel like you probably could have done with like a trilogy before this, of seeing Luke as that like master, and like seeing all of that built up, and then maybe at the end of the trilogy, then something really fucks it up, and you're like, and you see how Luke has like built this things up for like 20 years, and then suddenly it's all just happened again, and he's like, why?
Yeah, because that would make sense. Because if he's been like, "No, I'm a Jedi, I'm sorting out," and like then, because it would even help. Because I read the comic, by the way, and the Knights of Ren aren't even the Jedi's. I thought he took, like in the film, he goes, "Oh, he took a handful of students." No, he didn't. If we're going comic canon, he just fucking ran off and spoke to the Snoke. But yeah, it's like, if you had, I mean, Disney Plus should make a series of Luke and Kylo. Just do it. But if you had that, and there was a group, not just Kylo, but the Knights of Ren were part of Luke's thing, his training, I would have gone, "Oh, I can see it." I could have seen Luke going a bit mad on this, because he's like, "I have to stop it. It's not happening again." And I could see him feeling like he failed, which I did get that point. But I feel like, obviously, if we didn't have the casino, we could have seen that.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, they showed too much of the wrong stuff.
Because even though I love the prequels, I do feel like there's a lot of, like, I mean, the Clone Wars does flesh it out, obviously. But I do feel like there's, I mean, the whole Phantom Menace, it's not even...
Do you think the Clone Wars makes, like, Revenge of the Sith better for you, seeing that relationship more? Because it is, I do, if I was just to watch, and I mean, that's what I did, I didn't watch Clone Wars till later, but it's like, it is almost a bit jarring between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, when they're like, "Oh, we've been on all this stuff together for like a year." Whereas what I was about to say is like, if they did like a series with Luke and Kylo now, do you think that would make you feel better about the film if they did it retroactively? I
do think that would make me feel better about The Last Jedi, but it won't make me feel better about Rise of Skywalker. I do think they just fucked that. Yeah. I do think, but it would make me feel better about Luke. Yeah. Because even seeing him for 5 minutes in The Mandalorian,
that's what I think they're showing him. Yeah. They're going to do more with him, I think.
And because even, like, I get it, his face was CGI and it was off, but the feeling was there. And that's what... is it Dave Filoni? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and Jon Favreau, obviously, but the Dave guy, he really does get it.
Will Kylo kill Baby Yoda? Because he'd still be a baby by that point. And Luke's got him.
Yeah. That I had that question too. I'm like, Luke, don't take it. He's fucked. But it's even, you could tell that they were having a dig at their own franchise because he goes, oh, someone without training is nothing or something.
Yeah.
Is he like someone who doesn't learn?
Maybe
can't remember the quote, but
make the sequel trilogy Legends canon now and redo it.
Do you think they would?
Well, when they bought it, they said everything's in canon now, didn't they? But even I think they've gone off that. Like, wasn't it that like Resistance anime show or whatever it was?
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure they said, oh, that's actually now not canon because people do like it.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. People.
But do you do that with Rise of Skywalker?
You know what? I'm kind of like, just leave it. Do you know what I mean? I am like, just go with what you made. I don't want you to be like, oh, we're getting rid of it. Because they had good ideas, but they just executed poorly. Because even, I felt like the Resistance, I'm like, why are you the Resistance? Just be the Republic again.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was. I mean, we could actually make a whole episode on Star Wars, to be fair. But yeah, and going back to your question earlier, but yeah, I don't actually, for me, because I grew up on the prequels. Well, I grew up on all 6, but I mean, prequels were my favorite. I don't think Clone Wars has enhanced it in any way, but it is really enjoyable. I think the last 4 episodes alone was some of the best Star Wars in years, with Ahsoka and Darth Maul, and seeing Order 66. But I wouldn't sit there and go, yeah, it definitely makes it all better for me, because I just love them anyway. But like you said, it is jarring from Attack of the Clones to just go in Revenge of the Sith, and that perfectly fills the gap, I feel.
Oh yeah, literally.
You don't need
from
to
the
do
beginning
any more.
of that, from the end of Attack of the Clones to Revenge of the Sith, literally.
You don't need to make any more Clone Wars. I would like more Clone Wars because it's my favorite part.
Just to bring back Darth Maul again.
That's getting a movie, isn't it? But then again, isn't like
Obi-Wan.
Ray Park cancelled? The guy who does Darth Maul. Yeah.
You do? Is he with Kevin Spacey?
I think he
Jimmy Savile?
sent dick pics or something.
Oh.
Or his wife split up with him. I don't know, but Disney got rid of him.
Dual-wielded saber to someone.
No, but Disney did get rid of him. If you look at
but he was only in Clone Wars like a year
I know.
ago.
It happened after. I think his wife did something, or partner, and then he acted upon it and like put a naked photo up on his Instagram or something.
But I thought he was going to be in Obi-Wan Kenobi. Because they say they haven't seen... Oh, no, that was with Darth Vader. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah. No, I haven't felt that since... And then he walks up.
And then they're going to redub it in New Hope. I haven't felt that since Tatooine 10 years after dropping Luke.
Even though I say...
Yes.
Now I am the master. Just like last time I met you, I was the apprentice. But yeah, I mean, you can change that. I mean,
I don't think it's even a thing, because Obi-Wan doesn't say. Well, he knows who Vader is, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And
we fucking should.
But does he know that at the end of Revenge of the Sith?
No.
So there's definitely some point where he learns that.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's a good point actually, because he goes, Darth Vader killed Anakin to Luke. Yeah. But there's no point that we've ever heard him know.
Find out, yeah.
Yeah.
Even in Rebels? Does he know then?
No, well, you don't hear it. He doesn't go, Ezra, Anakin is Vader. It doesn't...
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, but he could easily, Obi-Wan could fuck him up again.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's going to, isn't he?
That'd be a good,
But then again, I do feel like, because how pissed Vader, he's gonna fucking...
Do you think that's what... Do you think Obi-Wan fights him again, maybe semi-loses, and he's like, I need to power up big time? And then Liam Neeson comes in and takes him.
I do feel like that will be a point. I feel like, because Obi-Wan is gonna get fucked, if I'm honest. Because I feel like Anakin's like, I ain't jumping at him again. I'm just gonna fucking choke him and throw him at shit. like he does with Luke when when Luke's like swinging in Empire Strikes Back and Vader's just throwing shit at him in the room. I do feel like he is going to beat Obi-Wan, if I'm honest, but I don't know how he would get out of it. Like maybe Liam Neeson does come back, because we've already seen
that Force Ghost can do something,
can touch. Like Luke grabbed the lightsaber, so who's to say that Liam Neeson's not like, oh, I've got a lightsaber. Do you know what I mean? And
I mean, Yoda's still around at that point.
Yeah.
And when does Yoda find out about Darth? Because he knows about Darth Vader in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, so they've got to find out. That could be a storyline, couldn't it? Yeah, they've got to find out at some point.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they're going to do.
Go on.
Oh, don't Nick.
I was going to say, because they brought back Hayden Christensen, they have to make some Clone Wars scenes, like live action. I want to see it. Like, it will be cool, good, won't it? Yeah. Like, it would be like, oh my God, it's Revenge of the Sith, but added.
Yeah, I don't know why they'd bring him back. I mean, was he in Rogue One when they showed his face? Was that Hayden Christensen's face? Or did they show his face?
Oh, no,
or did they just show his body?
His back, isn't it? Yeah, like he's in the back to tank, isn't it, or something? Yeah. But they've brought him back, and you wouldn't just be like, oh, we've brought him back for the show.
Suit.
Like, to be in the suit. Yeah, you wouldn't just have him in a suit. I mean, even his voice is...
Unless it's like...
James Earl Jones?
Yeah. It's not even his voice.
It's not even his voice.
Unless they're just doing it so they can take his helmet off at one point.
Yeah, there's going to be scenes where his helmet takes off and it's his voice.
Yeah.
But I still feel like it's a waste. You wouldn't just be like, oh, come stand in the suit. You would have been like, all right, we've got some Clone Wars stuff you need to do this. Even if they like reshot some Revenge of the Sith stuff and be like, well, they don't need to though, do they? They would have just shown it as a flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's unnecessary. But they could. No, they don't need to. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. They don't need to show anything Revenge of the Sith. It would have to be a Clone Wars scene. But that could be another thing, like people feel Clone Wars adds to it. It could be you watch Kenobi and that adds to their friendship and people feel it more now with the new writers and direction.
Or what about a wild theory where, because we know people can project themselves now, like Luke did. What if Vader's projecting a Force ghost of good Anakin, trying to get him on his side and trying to be like... And then Obi-Wan just finds out that he's Vader and he's like, what the... Because he thinks he's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, he fucking left him, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he could feel maybe he's alive. That's another thing where I thought it could be like he finds out. If Obi-Wan's on the planet and obviously Anakin is hunting down the remaining Jedi with the stormtroopers, I do feel like Obi-Wan probably is going to open himself up for a minute. Yeah. And that's when Vader finds him and he's going to be like, oh, he's alive.
Yeah.
I know where you are. And then Obi-Wan's going to be like, Anakin's alive. That could be it, couldn't it?
Yeah. Or do you think Vader's on Tatooine in a sauna and he clears out everyone and he's like, I just need a dip.
Yeah.
Take me out of my suit. And then Obi-Wan comes around the corner, start naked.
Oh, it's you.
And he's like, hello there. Yeah. And then he doesn't realise it's Anakin at the first because he looks like a mangled, bald egg. Yeah. And he's like, so how did you come to this place? And he's like, oh, long story. And Vader's like,
long story.
Long story.
Must break you.
Yeah, maybe that's how they both meet in the sauna.
What, in the cantina bar?
Yeah,
and it's cantina family. But fuck's sake. And he goes, I haven't felt that since. No, stop.
He doesn't have any legs. He has one leg left.
He's like, oh, funny. The last man I made contact with, I cut off his arm and legs.
Looked a bit like you, actually. He was my brother.
I killed him. Left him for dead.
Left him brutally to die. At that part with Obi-Wan where he leaves and I'm like, you could have just put your lightsaber through him. Like,
I would have ended him.
Yeah, it's like, do you have to leave him? Like, that was going to end badly. It's like, yeah. But I'm like, wouldn't you just be like, oh, I'm sorry, and just be like,
yeah, or slowly push him
Yeah,
in the
just-
lava with force.
but really slowly.
Yeah, just like, oh. It's like,
He's just pulling him in and out. He's like,
it's like, no, I can't do it. He was like,
I have to do it.
sorry, old friend. But I do think Kenobi is definitely the thing I'm looking forward to the most.
That's next year, isn't it?
I
Hopefully.
hope so. April.
'Cause all that Book of Boba Fett.
That's
Like
this
that.
year, isn't it?
Is it?
It is.
Yeah, it's because it's been pretty. Yeah, because Marvel's had a show. They literally haven't had a
A
week
minute.
without a show.
Yeah.
It's like just back to, and they've got like What If next week or something.
I'm looking forward to that. I like the idea of that. I haven't watched any of them. Hello?
Hello. Yes.
Thought it cut out.
No.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the Marvel shows. I watched Falcon.
Well, maybe you can watch some and we can talk
I'll
about them
get into Loki at least. I'll watch Loki.
on the next episode.
I'll try and watch Loki.
Very good. Shall we roll it up there?
Yeah, we need to.
Any
Yeah,
final
look at it.
comments?
Well, now that we've done this, like you said, next week will probably be Loki. We'll have more of a focus, but this is more of a just a
What we like?
yeah. It's more of a. This first one was just a warm up. I know, like it turned into 40 minutes of Star Wars, but it's gonna turn into that.
Yeah.
But you know, it was more of a just a what we like, isn't it? And what we normally just chat shit about.
Yeah, that's just what Callum likes. Next week we talk about The Mask and James Bond for 3 hours.
The Son of the Mask.
Yes.
We could talk about that. That would be the one word review.
Yeah. Best song of the movie.
But yeah, would you like to say what we're sort of doing? Do you have anything to add?
No. Just that future episodes will be probably a bit of chat, and then if there's something to talk about, we'll talk about it. If not, we'll I don't know, talk
Yeah, I
about
think,
Obi-Wan in a tub.
I think people should know, if they're even listening, that we probably will just go off on one and
Yes.
talk like we normally do. This is more we're sitting down and we just decided to record our thoughts. We do
Yeah.
this all the time anyway, so when we meet up, so we just thought, why don't we record it and put it as a podcast? But you know, if the more it goes on, I'm sure we'll have more ideas and it will be more focused.
Yes.
But for now, it's just going to be our conversations, really, isn't it?
For sure.
Because I
Definitely.
mean, we haven't even watched any we didn't watch Batman recently, but we just went on to Batman.
We can talk about Saw for another
mean-
3 hours.
but like that. This is actually where it started. It's we've been watching so many films this year, like Saw and Final Destination, The Justice League,
Fast and Furious.
Family,
All the hits.
all really good movies.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Even Saw 5.
Was that the good one?
I think that's
Saw
4
8 was really good.
Yes.
The 3D one.
The final chapter with 2 films after it.
Yes, but yeah, I mean, we've had so much stuff to talk about, and I think now, you know, why not turn it into a podcast?
Yeah. I think it's the right thing to do.
Don't know if we'll be weekly. That's another thing. It might not be like scheduled.
Yeah, we'll try and schedule it as much as
To
possible.
be fair, I think there will be one a week because we meet up once
Yeah.
a week at least anyway. But it won't be like it's every Monday, it's every Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day it is. It won't be like that.
Yeah.
But I'll try. I think we'll try and maybe if we have an episode, we'll edit it for a certain day and then we'll release it on that day. But as we've already said many times, this is just the first one. We're just starting out and trying to work it out. So obviously, feel like you'll hear stuff in the background of this one because it's our first time even doing this. But next week we'll set up somewhere else, maybe with less sounds and all that.
Definitely.
Yeah. So get better as it goes.
Things shall improve. Very good. All right then.
See you
An
next
exit jingle tune. And Brad, if you're listening, hello there.
time. We're coming for you. And one more thing. Hopefully have Richard on the show to talk about his famous questions.
Shout out to Richard. Or, as we like to call him, Mr. Smith.
So you said Loki next episode, right?
Yes, if you've watched it.
I do think, because this weekend we'll probably be seeing Suicide Squad too. So we could do both, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've already done it for an hour and 20 minutes, so
yeah.
I mean, even if I've watched a bit of Loki, we can just do that. Anyway, I'm just chatting shit now, so goodbye.
Cool.